So do you guys remember that episode of Love Don't Judge that aired a few months back, where a warlock took a break from playing Dungeons and Dragons to collect not one, not two, not three, but 4 simp boyfriends?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Count 'em up, people. This thing was a fest from the start. And even back then when I destroyed these clowns, I still had some people down in the comments talking about how I was some sort of ignorant prick, saying that I shouldn't judge them and that they will be great parents. You know that old saying that 4 heads are better than 1? Well, it's really not the case when you're dealing with 4 idiots.
The relationship could best be described by having Tori as the hub and all of us are spokes on a giant wheel.
Dude, what the fuck?
And now that a few crazy months have passed us by, we're being hit with this breaking news. Jacksonville man jailed in abuse of 5-week-old baby, with a picture of this absolute scumbag. Ethan Baucom is his name, and he was one of the 4 future dads to this poor child. He's only 22 years old, but meth and decades of drinking Mountain Dew have not been kind to his face. Listen, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that this guy doesn't exfoliate. And no offense, but any grown man who dyes their hair this color obviously has something wrong with their brain.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
And I called it when I watched the original video, and I said that this guy was getting beyond fed up with their 5-way relationship with this beluga, growing more and more jealous every single day. You could really just see it on his face the entire time that he was ready to pull some f***ed up shit on his school shooter vibe.
How often do you experience jealousy in the relationship?
Regretfully, a lot of the time. Thankfully, there are a couple of healthy ways to deal with it. Primarily just
abusing my baby. And so basically 5 weeks ago, this baby popped out and said, "Dada, dada, 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 whore." And then all hell broke loose when this crackhead ninja got jealous of Jabba getting so close with the real papi of this child. The investigation began on March 15th when officers were called to Wolfson's Children's Hospital about a baby with broken ribs, injuries to her lungs and liver, and multiple brain bleeds. The First Coast Child Protection Team's examination concluded that the baby had been physically abused, with a minimum of 3 attacks. On March 17th, the baby's mother called the Florida Department of Children and Families, saying that she believed Baucom had possibly injured the child while he was babysitting on March 12th. She said Baucom had told her that he had squeezed the child. And then Baucom told the responding detective that he was getting frustrated due to his inability to get any sleep while babysitting. At some point, something happened that was blacked out in the report, and that's when he heard the pop. The baby briefly ceased crying and then cried harder, he said. So basically with freaks like this, you can kind of read a book by their cover. Like, who in their right mind would think that this was a good idea in the first place to try and raise a child in such an intense, overly sexual environment? Especially one where so many people are around and involved. I just thank God that this guy was turned into the police by Harry Potter's grandmother. A couple more weeks and he would have been wearing this baby's skin as a mask. In my opinion, a creep like this shouldn't even be allowed to walk the streets, much less take care of a newborn baby. In the original video, they specifically spoke about how they would get jealous of each other quite often, so you knew something like this was bound to happen eventually. And it's sad that this baby was the one who this face was taking his anger and resentment out on. All we can really hope now is that for one, that this baby is taken out of this insane household, and for two, this little boy needs to get his ass beat in jail for hurting a little kid. I swear, every time I spend time with young kids in my family, I always think about how sick it is that anyone would ever think to hurt such little innocent souls. It honestly just disgusts me to the gulag with this man.
There's so many C4s me.
Dude.
But overall, guys, let me know what you thought about the video down below. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe today. But someone else out here needs to get roasted. Some other news needs to get reported. So it's your boy, the Tan Superman. I'm out. Peace.